Welcome back, coin enthusiasts, collectors, and history buffs from around the world. Today's video takes us deep into the fascinating world of United States coinage, focusing on one of the most iconic and widely recognized coins in American history, the Kennedy half dollar. While the coin may seem commonplace at first glance, hidden within the series are rare issues, distinct mint marks, and exceptional conditions that can make certain examples highly sought after by collectors and investors alike. In this video, we will explore the most valuable top 5 Kennedy half-dollar coins, examining their history, unique features, rarity, and current market value in the auction scene. By the end of this detailed journey, you will gain a deeper understanding of why some Kennedy half-dollars are worth far more than their face value and how to approach collecting them with confidence. So let's get started. First move up. The United States Kennedy half-dollar, specifically the 1993 issue with the P mint mark. While the Kennedy half-dollar is widely recognized and celebrated, certain years and mint marks hold a special allure for collectors, and the 1993 P half-dollar is a prime example. We will explore the story behind this coin, its unique features, the factors that make it rare and valuable, and how it fits into the current market today. Whether you are a seasoned collector or someone just starting to explore numismatics, understanding the significance of coins like this can deepen your appreciation and guide your investment decisions. The Kennedy half-dollar has a rich history that dates back to 1964, created as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination in 1963. The sudden loss of the young president inspired a wave of national mourning, and the United States Mint responded by designing a coin that would honor his legacy. Struck in silver for its first year, and then primarily in copper-nickel-clad compositions for subsequent issues, the Kennedy half-dollar quickly became a symbol not just of American currency, but of national memory. By 1993, the half-dollar had transitioned entirely to the copper-nickel-clad format, reflecting changing economic conditions and a decreased demand for precious metals in circulating coinage. Nevertheless, these coins maintain the iconic design that has made them beloved by collectors and the general public alike. The 1993 Kennedy half-dollar with the P mint mark carries several unique features that distinguish it from earlier and later issues. On the obverse side, the coin bears the familiar portrait of President Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts, capturing his youthful profile in striking detail. The inscriptions around the portrait include Liberty, the year 1993, and the motto, In God We Trust, all carefully struck and well-aligned. On the reverse, the classic design by Frank Gasparo depicts the presidential coat of arms, featuring a heraldic eagle with a shield, holding an olive branch and a bundle of arrows, symbolizing peace and strength. The inscriptions United States of America and half-dollar encircle the eagle, completing a design that is both historically rich and aesthetically appealing. Collectors often note the clarity of the strike, the quality of the luster, and the sharpness of the details on both the obverse and reverse as key factors in determining the coin's appeal and value. When it comes to rarity and collector demand, the 1993 P Kennedy half-dollar is considered a moderately scarce coin, particularly in higher grades such as very fine or better. While millions of Kennedy half-dollars were minted in the 1990s, coins in very fine condition are less common because the half-dollar was heavily circulated and often handled in pocket change or in banks without special care. Very fine, or VF condition, indicates a coin that shows moderate wear but retains a substantial amount of the original detail, with the major features clearly visible and readable. For collectors who seek coins that strike a balance between affordability and quality, the 1993 P half-dollar in very fine condition offers an attractive option. Its scarcity in this grade, coupled with its historical significance, contributes to its desirability among collectors today. The current market. The value of a 1993 P Kennedy half-dollar in very fine condition has been steadily influenced by collector interest and overall demand in the numismatic market. While not as high as rare silver issues or exceptionally low mintage errors, this coin can command a notable premium over face value. Depending on specific conditions such as luster, strike quality, and eye appeal, a 1993 P half-dollar in very fine condition can sell for anywhere between $375,000 in retail or online auctions, though exceptional examples might fetch slightly higher prices among dedicated collectors. These values reflect not just the coin's historical and aesthetic significance, but also the enduring popularity of the Kennedy half-dollar series among collectors of all levels. For collectors who wish to pursue coins like the 1993 P Kennedy half-dollar, a few tips can make all the difference. First, always focus on the coin's condition, as even slight variations in wear can significantly affect value. Coins with strong luster, well-defined details, and minimal scratches or contact marks will always be more desirable. Second, consider purchasing from reputable sources, such as certified dealers, auction houses, or well-reviewed online marketplaces, to ensure authenticity and fair pricing. Third, keep an eye on market trends, as demand for certain years and mint marks can fluctuate depending on collector interest, anniversary events, or even general economic conditions. Finally, proper storage is crucial. Using coin holders, flips, or albums can protect your coins from environmental damage, preserving their value over time. The 1993 P. Kennedy half dollar in very fine condition is more than just a piece of circulating currency. It is a small slice of American history, a testament to the enduring legacy of President Kennedy, and a collectible item that continues to attract attention in today's numismatic market. Its unique design, historical background, moderate rarity, and appeal to both new and experienced collectors make it a coin worth seeking out and preserving. Whether you are adding it to a growing collection, seeking a gift for a history enthusiast, or exploring coin investment opportunities, this Kennedy half dollar represents a fascinating intersection of history, art, and value. As you hunt for these coins, remember that each coin has a story, and owning it allows you to carry a tangible piece of that story into the present. Next up, we're diving into the fascinating world of United States coinage with a focus on a piece that is both historically significant and highly sought after by collectors, the 1974 Kennedy half dollar without a mint mark, in fine condition. While at first glance, a half dollar from the 1970s may seem like just another coin from circulation, there's a deeper story hidden in its metal, design, and scarcity, which can translate into impressive value on the auction market today. The story of the Kennedy half dollar begins with one of the most pivotal moments in American history. Following the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy in November 1963, the nation was in mourning, and there was an outpouring of respect and admiration for the late president. In response, the United States Mint acted swiftly to create a coin that would honor Kennedy's legacy. By 1964, the Kennedy half dollar had made its debut, replacing the Franklin half dollar, and almost instantly, it became more than just currency exchange. It became a symbol of remembrance and national sentiment. Over the years, the coin has evolved in composition and design, but its iconic obverse, featuring the sculpted profile of John F. Kennedy by Gilroy Roberts, has remained an enduring tribute to one of America's most beloved presidents. The 1974 Kennedy half dollar holds a unique place in this ongoing story. Struck in a year when the mint had shifted away from silver content entirely in circulation coins, the 1974 edition is composed primarily of copper-nickel clad, which was standard for post-1971 half dollars. What makes the 1974 no-mint mark version particularly special is that it represents coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint without any identifying mint mark. While most collectors are familiar with coins bearing the D or S for Denver and San Francisco mints, Philadelphia issues during this period were largely unmarked. This subtle detail may seem minor, but for numismatists, the absence of a mint mark can add a layer of historical intrigue and collectability, particularly when paired with specific conditions. The obverse, as always, presents Kennedy's portrait with remarkable clarity, even in circulated or fine condition. The details of his hair, the contours of his face, and the inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" remain sharp for those who appreciate careful preservation. On the reverse, the Kennedy half dollar displays the presidential coat of arms, with its eagle clutching arrows and olive branches, the intricate shield on its chest, and the surrounding United States of America and half dollar inscriptions. Even in fine condition, the overall design retains enough detail to captivate collectors who value artistry as much as historical significance. The coin's copper-nickel composition gives it a distinctive silvery hue, and while it may not have the same silver content as pre-1971 issues, it still carries aesthetic and historical weight that draws collectors. When it comes to rarity, the 1974 no-mint mark Kennedy half dollar in fine condition is not as common as many general circulation coins. While millions of these coins were produced, the combination of surviving examples in collectible condition without heavy wear is limited. Fine condition, in numismatic terms, suggests a coin that shows moderate wear but retains clear detail on major design elements. These coins are no longer everyday pocket change, and collectors seeking them for completion of a set or investment purposes often have to turn to specialized dealers, auctions, or private sales. Because of this, the coin carries a certain scarcity premium, which directly influences its current market value. In terms of monetary value, A 1974 Kennedy half-dollar without a mint mark in fine condition can attract prices significantly above face value. As of today's auction market and numismatic sales, such coins generally range from around $335,000 depending on the precise quality, appeal, and market demand at the time of sale. Coins that are particularly well preserved within the fine spectrum or that show exceptional luster and minimal surface issues can occasionally fetch even higher sums from dedicated collectors. While it may not rival the value of rare silver issues from the 1960s, it remains a worthwhile collectible for anyone serious about Kennedy half-dollar sets. For collectors looking to acquire this coin, there are a few key considerations. Always examine the coin carefully for wear, scratches, or environmental damage that can lower its value. Working with reputable dealers or auction platforms ensures authenticity and proper grading. Additionally, understanding the historical context of the coin and the significance of a no-mint mark issue can enhance both appreciation and investment strategy. Many collectors also recommend securing the coin in a protective holder to maintain its condition over time, as even fine circulation coins can degrade if left exposed. Finally, keeping track of market trends can help collectors time acquisitions or sales effectively, particularly as interest in Kennedy half-dollars continues to be strong among U.S. coin enthusiasts. The 1974 Kennedy half-dollar without a mint mark in fine condition represents much more than its face value. It is a tangible piece of American history, a tribute to a president whose legacy endures, and a collectible that can command a premium on today's market. From its carefully designed portrait and presidential seal to the story behind its production and circulation, this coin embodies the intersection of artistry, history, and numismatic intrigue. For collectors, owning this coin offers a chance to connect with the past while potentially enjoying tangible value in the present. Whether you are completing a Kennedy half-dollar collection, seeking an interesting investment, or simply appreciating U.S. coinage, the 1974 no-mint mark half-dollar is a remarkable piece worthy of attention and care. Next up, the United States Kennedy half-dollar, specifically the 1977 issue with the D mint mark, presented in extra fine condition. At first glance, a half-dollar from the late 1970s might seem like just another coin sitting in circulation, but for those who know the subtle art of coin collecting, this particular 1977 D Kennedy half-dollar holds a special allure. Its combination of historical significance, design details, minting characteristics, and market demand makes it a noteworthy coin for collectors and investors alike. So, buckle up as we explore every aspect of this remarkable coin and its place in today's action market. The Kennedy half-dollar was first introduced in 1964, in the wake of one of the most tragic and transformative moments in American history, the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. Following Kennedy's untimely death in November 1963, Congress authorized a new half-dollar design as a tribute to the fallen president. Struck in silver initially, the coin quickly became a symbol of national remembrance and admiration, carrying both sentimental and historical value. By 1977, the half-dollar had transitioned to a primarily copper-nickel composition for general circulation, though its legacy as a memorial coin remained intact. The 1977 D issue, minted in Denver, represents a period when the Kennedy half-dollar was still widely collected and circulated, but high-quality specimens like those in extra fine condition are increasingly rare today, making them highly sought after in the collector's market. One of the aspects that makes the 1977 D Kennedy half-dollar particularly captivating is its design. On the obverse, the coin features a dignified portrait of President Kennedy, captured by renowned sculptor Gilroy Roberts. The portrait conveys a sense of gravitas and elegance, capturing Kennedy's youthful energy and iconic profile. Around the portrait, inscriptions include the words "Liberty" and the national motto "In God We Trust," along with the date and the mint mark D just below Kennedy's shoulder, indicating it was struck at the Denver Mint. The reverse side, designed by Frank Gasparo, displays a heraldic eagle clutching an olive branch and arrows, symbolizing peace and readiness for defense. The eagle is surrounded by a ring of stars representing the 50 states, with the inscriptions United States of America and half-dollar. What sets a coin like this apart, especially in extra fine condition, is the clarity of these design elements, the sharpness of the lettering, the distinct lines in the eagle's feathers, and the crispness of Kennedy's facial features. In circulation, such coins often show signs of wear, but an extra fine specimen retains nearly all of its original detail, making it a gem for collectors. Rarity and condition play a central role in the value of the 1977 D Kennedy half-dollar. While millions of Kennedy halves were minted each year, the majority have been heavily circulated, reducing the availability of high-grade examples. Extra fine condition denotes a coin that has seen light circulation but retains sharp details and only minor signs of handling. Collectors prize such coins because they represent a perfect balance between affordability and quality, allowing the historical and aesthetic qualities of the coin to shine. The 1977 D. Kennedy half dollar is particularly appealing because Denver Mint coins from this period are known to have fewer high-grade survivors compared to their Philadelphia counterparts, increasing demand among collectors who are meticulous about mint marks and provenance. In today's action market, the 1977 D. Kennedy half dollar in extra fine condition commands a notable value. Prices can fluctuate based on factors such as rarity, current market trends, and collector interest, but a well-preserved example of this coin can fetch between $425,000, occasionally more for specimens with exceptional eye appeal or provenance. Auction records show that coins with particularly sharp strike and minimal wear can attract competitive bidding, as collectors seek to complete sets or acquire high-quality pieces for investment purposes. Compared to circulated examples that might be worth only their face value or slightly more, an extra fine 1977 D half dollar represents a significant step up in both historical and monetary value. Always seek coins from reputable dealers or certified auction houses to ensure authenticity and accurate grading. Handle the coins carefully, ideally with gloves or by the edges, to prevent fingerprints or damage. Storage in protective holders or capsules will help maintain the coin's condition over time, safeguarding its value. Additionally, understanding the nuances of grading, distinguishing extra fine from very fine, or about uncirculated can make a meaningful difference in both collecting enjoyment and financial returns. Staying informed about market trends and recent auction results can also guide collectors on when to buy or sell, ensuring they make the most of the coin's appreciation potential. The 1977 D. Kennedy half dollar in extra fine condition is much more than a piece of copper-nickel metal. It is a tangible connection to American history, a tribute to one of the nation's most admired presidents, and a compelling asset in the numismatic market. Its elegant design, historical resonance, rarity and high-grade condition, and steady market demand make it a standout choice for collectors and investors alike. Whether you are a seasoned numismatist looking to complete a set, a history enthusiast seeking a physical link to the past, or an investor exploring tangible assets, this coin offers both aesthetic pleasure and meaningful value. For those who recognize its significance, the 1977 D. Kennedy half dollar is not merely a coin. It is a piece of American legacy preserved in mint condition, waiting to be cherished and admired for generations to come. Next up, the United States Kennedy half dollar, specifically the 1980 edition minted in Denver, recognizable by its subtle but distinctive D mint mark. While this coin may appear ordinary to the casual observer, within the numismatic community, it holds a unique charm, historical significance, and, depending on its condition, considerable monetary value at auction. Today, we will explore its rich history, unique features, rarity, collector demand, current market value, and tips for anyone looking to add this coin to their collection. The Kennedy half dollar has a story deeply rooted in American history. Introduced in 1964, just months after the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy, the coin was struck as a tribute to one of the nation's most beloved leaders. Its introduction marked a departure from previous half-dollar designs, replacing the Franklin half dollar with a modern, elegant image of Kennedy's profile on the obverse. By 1980, the Kennedy half dollar had been in circulation for 16 years, and the 1980 D Mint Mark Edition represents one of the many Denver minted coins in this long-running series. The 1980 coin was produced during a period when the composition of the Kennedy half dollar had shifted. Earlier coins, particularly those minted before 1971, contained silver, but by 1980, the coins were struck in a copper-nickel clad, giving them durability for circulation while maintaining the classic silver-like appearance. This change made the 1980 half dollar more accessible to collectors while still retaining the historical and symbolic value of the series. Examining the unique features of the 1980 Kennedy half dollar, one cannot help but appreciate the artistry and attention to detail. The obverse features the finely detailed portrait of President Kennedy, sculpted by Gilroy Roberts, capturing both the elegance and youthful vigor of the late president. Surrounding the portrait are the words, "Liberty," and the national motto, "In God We Trust," framing the design with precision. On the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, the presidential coat of arms is displayed, a bald eagle clutching an olive branch and arrows, symbolizing peace and strength. Around this central image, the words "United States of America" and half dollar proudly identify the coin. The D mint mark, subtly placed, indicates its production at the Denver Mint, distinguishing it from Philadelphia or San Francisco issues. Despite being a circulated coin, careful examination can reveal mint luster, crispness in the design, and other subtle markers that appeal to collectors. When discussing the rarity and collector demand of the 1980 D Kennedy half-dollar in circulated condition, it's essential to consider both production numbers and the nature of collector interest. Although millions of these coins were minted, the survival of high-quality examples that have remained in good condition over 4 decades is less common. Collectors are drawn not only to the historical significance of the Kennedy design, but also to the challenge of finding coins that retain their visual appeal despite years of circulation. Coins with minimal wear, well-preserved details, and strong overall eye appeal are always in higher demand, even among circulated specimens. The Denver Mint mark adds an additional layer of interest for collectors aiming to complete a comprehensive mint-marked set. The current market value in dollars, the 1980 D Kennedy half-dollar in circulated condition generally holds modest but steady value. While it does not reach the astronomical prices of rare pre-1965 silver issues, collectors can expect to see prices that vary depending on the degree of wear, eye appeal, and overall demand. As of today's market, circulated examples often sell between $376,000 at auction or through private sales, with particularly well-preserved pieces commanding higher amounts. This valuation reflects both the historical interest in the coin and its accessibility for entry-level collectors or those seeking to build a complete series without investing in higher-priced silver coins. The market for Kennedy half-dollars continues to be active, with consistent interest from both novice collectors and seasoned numismatists seeking specific mint marks and years. For collectors interested in acquiring a 1980 D Kennedy half-dollar, there are several tips worth keeping in mind. First, condition matters. Even within circulated coins, look for examples with minimal scratches, intact rims, and clear, readable mint marks. Second, consider provenance or previous ownership, as coins that have been carefully stored in coin albums or protective holders often retain higher value. Third, avoid coins that have been overly cleaned or polished, as this can significantly reduce collector interest and market price. Lastly, study the coin under proper lighting, examining both obverse and reverse details to ensure that the subtle artistry of the Kennedy portrait and the eagle's design remain sharp. Taking these steps can help you acquire a coin that not only holds value, but also provides a tangible connection to American history. The 1980 D Kennedy half-dollar in circulated condition is more than just a coin. It is a piece of history, a tribute to a revered president, and a collectible that continues to attract interest decades after it left the mint. Its unique design, historical significance, and collector appeal make it an ideal addition to any coin collection, whether you are a seasoned numismatist or a newcomer exploring the world of American coins. While the current market value is accessible, the coin offers far more than just a monetary return. It provides a link to the past, a story of artistry and national pride, and the enduring legacy of John F. Kennedy. For anyone looking to add depth and history to their collection, the 1980 D Kennedy half-dollar is a remarkable choice that combines affordability, accessibility, and historical intrigue in one compact, yet profoundly significant, piece of currency. Next up, the United States Kennedy half-dollar from 1972, specifically the version without a mint mark and in very fine circulated condition. At first glance, a 1972 Kennedy half-dollar might seem like just another coin from the post-1960s era, but for serious collectors, certain versions, especially those without a mint mark, hold significant interest and value. We'll explore its history, unique features, rarity, current market value, and tips for collectors aiming to add this piece to their collection. The Kennedy half-dollar has an origin story rooted in one of the most defining moments of modern American history. In November 1963, President John F. Kennedy was tragically assassinated, leaving the nation in shock and mourning. To honor his memory, Congress quickly authorized a new half-dollar coin bearing Kennedy's portrait. Struck for the first time in 1964, the coin became an instant symbol of remembrance and a collector's item from day one. By 1972, the series had undergone a few changes, but the Kennedy half-dollar remained a prominent emblem of American history and culture, combining both artistry and national pride. The 1972 Kennedy half-dollar is made primarily from a copper-nickel-clad composition, giving it a durable structure suitable for circulation while retaining a subtle silver-like sheen. The obverse of the coin features a left-facing portrait of President Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts, capturing a dignified yet approachable likeness of the late president. The detail in the hair and facial features is particularly notable, demonstrating the artistry involved in its creation. Around the portrait are the inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," while the date, 1972, sits neatly below Kennedy's neck. On the reverse, Frank Gasparo's rendition of the presidential seal dominates, with the iconic eagle clutching arrows in an olive branch, surrounded by a ring of stars, and the inscriptions "United States of America" and $50. The design balances national symbolism with aesthetic precision, making it instantly recognizable among American coinage. What sets the 1972 Kennedy $50 without a mint mark apart is its subtle rarity. By this year, coins without a mint mark were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, and most were intended for general circulation. However, finding one in very fine circulated condition today is increasingly uncommon because many of these coins were used heavily in daily transactions and have since been lost, damaged, or melted down. The term "very fine" refers to a coin that shows moderate wear, with all major design elements still visible and clearly defined, yet some of the finer details may be slightly worn down. For collectors, this condition strikes a balance between affordability and the ability to appreciate the design fully. While Kennedy $50 from the early 1970s are not considered extremely rare, the absence of a mint mark, combined with the very fine circulated grade, makes certain specimens more desirable on the numismatic market. Coin enthusiasts often seek these pieces to fill gaps in their collection, particularly those focused on completing a date and mint mark series. The demand is heightened by the fact that many circulated coins from this era have been lost or are in lower grades, making a very fine example more valuable to the dedicated collector. As for market value, the 1972 Kennedy $50 without a mint mark in very fine circulated condition typically commands a higher price than its more common circulated counterparts. But it's important to note that value fluctuates with market trends, rarity, and collector interest. As of now, this coin can sell for a range that generally falls between $385,000, depending on the specific eye appeal, strike quality, and the presence of any notable imperfections or toning. Exceptional specimens with striking detail or attractive surfaces may command slightly higher prices at auction or through private sales, especially among collectors aiming for complete series collections. For collectors interested in acquiring or preserving this coin, several tips can help maximize both enjoyment and investment potential. First, carefully inspect the coin for any damage, corrosion, or excessive wear, as even minor imperfections can influence value. Second, consider storage solutions that protect the coin from environmental factors, such as humidity and temperature fluctuations, which can degrade its appearance over time. Third, keep an eye on auction sites, coin shows, and reputable dealers who may offer coins in better condition or with unique qualities that elevate their appeal. Finally, patience is key. Sometimes, waiting for the right specimen at a reasonable price can result in a far more satisfying addition to a collection. The 1972 Kennedy $50 without a mint mark in very fine circulated condition is much more than a simple piece of pocket change. It represents a poignant historical moment, remarkable artistry, and a collectible coin that continues to attract interest from numismatists around the world. Its moderate rarity, combined with the iconic Kennedy design, makes it a rewarding addition for both novice and experienced collectors. Whether you are passionate about American history, coin collecting, or investment potential, this coin offers a tangible connection to the past and a valuable piece of the numismatic puzzle that continues to captivate enthusiasts today. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into one of the United States' most iconic coins. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you won't miss future videos exploring rare coins, historical treasures, and the fascinating world of numismatics. Happy collecting!